fight, baby, to the end. We fight. We fight.
What a great gutsy win. You know, I couldn't be prouder of you. You know, obviously this was a huge game for a lot of reasons.
Gibbs inside underneath Gavin for the two-handed jam. And you see the sense of urgency in the eyes of Notre Dame.
But we hung on in there, and our defense was fabulous. Our defense was fabulous in the second half.
Colson for three, and Bonzie answers with a three-point bomb.
One of the great wins in the history of our program.
No question.
It really is. Given what's on the line and what we're trying to do.
Colson around the screen. One. Colson 4-3. Off the glass and in! Notre Dame leads 60-59. The greatest comeback in Notre Dame history is in the books. The Irish come back from 21 down. Incredible.
Hello again, Irish fans, and welcome to this week's edition of Inside Notre Dame Basketball with Mike Brey. I'm Jack Nolan, and Coach, your team played their butts off this week. 4 good performances, and darn it, you almost got into the NCAA tournament.
Jack, I'm so proud of this group playing our way into the tournament. Obviously, the results of the Atlantic 10 championship game didn't help us, but I don't know if I've ever felt closer and more proud of a group that I've had here in my 18 years and all the things they've overcome to battle to put us in position to get in the NCAA tournament. We missed. We're honored to be in the NIT.
You were the most talked about team the entire week leading up to the tournament, in part because of pulling off the biggest comeback in Notre Dame basketball history.
That was a special night in Brooklyn, and it really sums up who this group has been. You know, through all the injuries and missing players throughout the ACC regular season, we always emptied the tank, and we certainly did that night.
The week began in Charlottesville, where Notre Dame almost ended the regular season by upsetting the #1 team in the land. Those highlights coming up next. You had 20 minutes of practice between senior night and Virginia, and yet you got off to a great start in Charlotte.
Which was a key to make you believe in their building. You know, they're a heck of a basketball team, but we did. We got off to a good start, and we really felt, you know, Bonzie could play 35, 37 minutes, and he certainly did.
And he opened the scoring for you with a 3, and then Farrell feeds Gavin, and you're up 5-1.
Yeah, you know, that gives you some confidence. We were in a good offensive rhythm. I think Bonzie felt even better after playing just 20 minutes against Pittsburgh. He was back in his game rhythm.
He was ridiculous. Just his second game back. 18 points, 9 rebounds in the first half, 24 and 15 in the game. I've never seen anyone come back from missing 15 games and play at this level.
That should not be possible. Like that's not human to come back in your second game and you're efficient like that against maybe the best team in the country.
You're down 5 at halftime, but you come out, outscore Virginia 16-7 to start the second half, and you take a 4-point lead on a Matt Farrell 3.
We got off to a good start there. We got into a good offensive rhythm again. Our defense really helped us. We were able to defend them a little bit to take the lead.
Boy, did you guys battle down the stretch, but you just couldn't score again. And Virginia held on to win 62-57. They only lost 1 game at home all year.
Yeah, I was really proud of our group, and what I felt good about is Bonzie was back playing major minutes. I came into the locker room and I said, we're back. That looked like the Maui team.
So you didn't beat Virginia, but you were feeling pretty good when you headed off to Brooklyn for the ACC tournament in your rematch with Pitt, and you got off to a great start. 7-0 lead with the help of back-to-back threes from Farrell and Pfluger.
Well, we love playing in that building, and that great offensive start gave us confidence.
Bonzie Colson was again fabulous in the first half. He hit 4 of his 6 shots, including 3 of those patented turnaround fall-away jumpers.
Well, they played a little box and one on Matt Farrell. It left the middle open, and Bonzie got a couple looks and was able to get into a rhythm.
You shoot just 4 for 24 in the second half. You hit just 1 3, but it was a critical 3 by Matt Farrell that puts you up 9 with just 7 minutes left.
Yeah, I thought he was that one was one that gave us some breathing room. And I don't know if we've ever shot 16% in a half and won the game, but we saved ourselves at the foul line.
And by defending, which I think was overlooked. You played great defense in this game.
We did. We defended and held our own, got to the foul line, and were able to escape with a win. And sometimes you just have to survive and advance in the first round of a tournament.
So that 22 for 25 free throw shooting performance in the second half allowed the Irish to beat Pitt 67-64 to advance in the ACC tournament. Here's what Coach had to say to the team after the game in the locker room.
That's a great win. And you get to postseason like that, man, they're all going to be hard. You know what? I'm glad we had a hard game, because tomorrow night's going to be a hard game.
Inside Colson, step back jumper good. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Left side, Gavin, backdoor pass to Pfluger with a two-handed jam.
Our defense was the key. We defended really well at key times.
Colson turnaround, follow away, money.
Big time from the foul line. We always know that's a big weapon for us. We drove the ball and got to the bonus, and I think that's something we got to think about tomorrow night too. After we move it, drive it, and let's get to the bonus and use that free throw line as a weapon.
67-64. They will play Virginia Tech tomorrow night.
You got off to a really good start against Virginia Tech. Farrell opened the scoring with a 3 to give you the lead. Pfluger added one of his patented put-back baskets, and then T.J. Gibbs hits a 3. You've got a 5-point lead 5.5 minutes into the game.
Loved our start. We were feeling good. Again, we love playing in that building, but Virginia Tech's speed and their downshifted lineup with 4 guards was very hard for us to guard, and our transition defense was not very good, Jack.
And that impacted your offense. Over the final 9 minutes of the half, your shots stopped falling again. Tech closed with a 16-4 run. They take a 13-point halftime lead, but more importantly, for the first time all season, your team looked done physically and emotionally.
Yeah, I think we were searching a little bit, you know, when they hit us with that run to end the half. Their speed, defensively and offensively, we just couldn't keep up with it.
You came out with energy in the second half. You miss a quick early layup, and you fall behind by 21, and then when all seems lost, everything changed.
15 minutes left, you're down 21, I'm in that huddle, and it's really what I've respected about this group all year, Jack, that they just dig in and find a way to come back. Austin Torres inserted into the lineup to give us some more quickness on our front line was a big spark.
No Notre Dame team had ever come back from a 21-point deficit, but you, of course, took the lead on the now famous Bonzie Colson banked 3-point shot with 2:02 left.
Well, a horrible drawn-up outside out of bounds under that totally broke down, and he just improv. But it's the legend of Bonzie, which is a difficult shot, a forced shot, and the thing goes in. And once we take the lead, I think we believe we're going to win it. You know, and the largest comeback in the history of the program in the biggest game of the year, because that game, as we look back now, got us into the tournament for 48 hours.
So that 71-65 win over Virginia Tech sets up the rematch of last year's ACC title game with Duke. And because you didn't win the game, people are going to forget this. You got off to a fantastic start. You made 7 of your first 8 shots with all 5 of your starters scoring.
You know, we were excited to play again, you know, especially after the way you won the Virginia Tech game, got out of the gate early. Allen was hard for us to handle. He got really going. Again, our transition defense hurt us. And then Bagley put on one of the great individual performances that I've ever seen.
Allen hit his first 5 threes, all in the first 10 minutes of the game. He had 17 in the first half, and it was just like he put your fire out, because no matter what you did, he came down and knocked one down.
Yeah, he was fabulous. He set a tone, and we were hanging on for dear life. I love the fact that we made a little run and we had the Mooney dunk at the halftime buzzer to cut it to 4, and so you're feeling pretty good going in at halftime.
In your program, and this year is no different, senior leadership's so important, and your seniors put it on the line. Bonzie had 18 points and 9 rebounds. Farrell, his second career double-double, set a career high with 12 assists. And Gebben, 14 points and 8 rebounds, including 5 offensive rebounds. They did everything they could to get you to the semi.
We tried like heck to get there. You know, rarely do you have 25 assists in a game and lose. That's how good Duke was offensively.
So Duke evens their ACC tournament record against Notre Dame at 2-2 with an 88-70 victory. When we come back, we will sit down with a very unique college basketball player by the name of Bonzie Colson. In the history of Notre Dame basketball, and possibly college basketball as well, there has never been a player quite like Bonzie Colson. At just 6'6", the preseason ACC Player of the Year can literally do it all. Score with a remarkable repertoire of shots in the paint, knock down threes with the accuracy of a guard, rebound on both ends of the floor like a power forward, and block shots like a center. How then do you describe Bonzie Colson as a player? Who better to ask than his teammates?
Bonzie, he's the heart and soul of the team.
Bonzie, the unguardable Bonzie, you know, that person can score in any type of way. He can post you up, he can take you off the dribble, hit a fadeaway on you.
Really tough to guard, funky game, can throw anything in within 12 feet, and I'm sure the other teams are wondering what the heck is going on when he makes a lot of those shots, but we see it every single day, so it's not surprising to us.
Bonzie Colson is a warrior. He goes out there, plays his tail off every game, pushes his teammates to other limits, and he just goes out there and plays hard with passion.
Colson all the way in for the jam. New career high. Checked it in. Are you serious, Bonzie? Colson for three. Got it!
I think early in my career, especially freshman year, during that time period, I wasn't ready yet, and I realized that. You know, I was overweight, didn't know the plays, but I took my practices as my games. You know, every practice was a game for me, and I was attacking Pat Connaughton, Zach, and, you know, this is game time for me. And ever since that, I just grown into a player, and then Coach Brey gave me an opportunity to play. And I just took full ownership and just played my hardest and listened to exactly what Coach Brey said. And then since then, it's kind of been, you know, all she wrote. And I just been growing as a player. My dad told me when I was younger too, you know, when you play, you want the fans, you know, the people watching to say, you know, when they walk out to the car after the game to say, hey, this kid is good and this kid's the real deal. And ever since then, I've just tried to play with that edge and that passion and that energy. You know, I'm thankful to be here and thankful that Coach Brey gave me the opportunity to come here and grow as a person. Every year has just been, you know, just a growth of our team and what we can do. And I'm just been fortunate and blessed to, you know, be at this university and, you know, playing for my family, my friends, and the school. So, you know, going to be a place I miss. I want my legacy to be described as somebody who just gives it all, gives it its all, and plays hard and with nothing to lose, and just plays with that edge and that passion and just never gives up.
Have you ever coached a player like Bonzie Colson?
I don't think I have, to be honest with you, Jack. I really haven't. We've talked about how he was an under-recruited, not very heralded high school player who just worked. There's an edge and a toughness and a winner mentality about him that you just can't develop, and it's helped him and it's helped our program immensely the last 4 years.
It is fitting that it was Bonzie Colson's three-point bank shot that capped off Notre Dame's record-setting comeback against Virginia Tech. Of course, that shot is this week's Notre Dame Ticket Exchange, powered by Vivid Seats, Play of the Week.
Colson 4-3, off the glass and in! Notre Dame leads 60-59! Wow!
It's time now for the experts at TireRack.com question of the week for Coach Brey. And this week's question comes from our good friend, Jerry Liss of South Bend. Coach, what can you say about your incoming class of new players?
Well, when you add Juwan Durham, who is here in residency, there's 6 new faces joining our program in June when summer school starts, and I'm very, very excited about coaching them. We have the foreign tour this summer, which comes at a good time to get them some more practice and game experience. But all of them are great fits. The high school kids have had really good years. We've had 2 Gatorade Players of the Year in Pennsylvania and Ohio, in Carmody and Goodwin. The future is bright.
Besides Purcell Pavilion, there is no place Matt Farrell enjoys playing more than Barclays Center, and this past week was no exception. In his final college game at the sparkling Brooklyn venue, Farrell set his career high by dishing out 12 assists for a total of 20 in the 3 ACC tournament games the Irish played this week. The total ties for the second most assists ever recorded in a single week of ACC tournament action. As you were about to see, Farrell attacked his final opportunity to run the inside Notre Dame basketball fast break with that same intensity. Favorite all-time movie?
Goodfellas.
First car you ever drove?
Jeep.
Favorite musical group or artist?
Frankie Valli.
Who is your role model?
My brother.
One thing the public would be surprised to learn about you?
I like superheroes.
Best part of your game?
Shooting.
Part of your game you need to work on?
Defense.
Which is better, coming up with a key steal, handing out a highlight film assist, or knocking down a critical three-point shot?
Knocking down a critical 3.
Maui.
One of the best trips of my entire life.
The Barclays Center.
Great place. Love it.
One thing you always hear from Coach Brey in practice?
Shoot it.
Assistant coach who is most like Coach Brey.
Coach Ayers.
Toughest place to play in the ACC.
UNC or Duke.
Player on the team most like you.
Say Nico Jogo.
Best defender on the team.
Rex.
Best leaper on the team.
Torres.
Best dunker on the team.
Probably Rex.
Best dresser on the team.
Bonzie.
Worst dresser on the team.
Me.
Best thing about spending your college basketball career at Notre Dame.
The people.
What will this team miss the most about Matt Farrell next season?
The toughness and the edge and how he makes all of them believe. And that good, sneaky New Jersey sense of humor as well. What a tough guy, and another great story of development in our program. The whole theme of guys getting better here, he's the epitome of it.
When we come back, we will talk about the final chapter of the 18th season of the Mike Brey era at Notre Dame. You know, the season didn't necessarily go the way everybody wanted it to go, but you've already achieved new territory. You won the Maui, and now you have a chance to do something Notre Dame's never done before in 11 tries, and that's win the NIT.
I got a lot of respect for this group. You know, we played our way into the tournament despite all the injuries. We just couldn't survive the Atlantic 10 championship. We are honored to be in the NIT. And I told them, you had a Maui championship on the front end. If you could get an NIT championship on the back end, what a special year it would be.
And you're the top seed in the NIT. That means you get 3 home games before New York. If you win them all, and you start with Hampton. What do you know about them?
They're going to be athletic. They're going to press us. They're going to get up and down the court. You know, anyone in the NIT has won games and believe they can win. We've got our hands full. I mean, it's a very good mid-major team that's very athletic.
And you got a bunch of new rules you're going to be playing with. The most noticeable one the fans will notice, you're going to go to quarters.
It's going to, yeah, we got the quarters. We'll have a longer three-point line. We'll have a widened lane. Interesting. I think it's going to be interesting. I think the Rules Committee likes to use the NIT to experiment a little bit, so I'm interested to just get a feel for it.
Coach, well, you are not done yet, but we are on this show. Yeah. Thank you so much for all your efforts. Another undefeated TV show season.
We never lose a show, Jack. Always very special working with you. Can't wait for next season.
And folks, we want to thank you for all the support you sent this program this season. You are a big reason why this team was able to get to the 20-win plateau for the 14th time in the Mike Brey era at Notre Dame. We're looking forward to those 6 new faces on the floor next season, and we'll be back to talk about them next December when we begin the 19th season of Inside Notre Dame Basketball with Mike Brey. For the coach and everybody who works very hard on the show each week, I'm Jack Nolan. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, go Irish.
Inside Notre Dame Basketball is presented by TireRack.com and brought to you by Team Notre Dame partners, Coca-Cola, Under Armour, and Gatorade. Inside Notre Dame Basketball is also brought to you by Bank of America, the official bank of Notre Dame Athletics, Vivid Seats, Canon, Xfinity, Delta Airlines, proud to be the official airline of Notre Dame Athletics, Nissan, Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, and SiriusXM.